you cannot stop. This sport is so interesting for me. I don't know for others who likes more maybe car racing or motorbike. But when you try the motorboats and the power boats so quick, it keeps me alive. And this is my passion, this sport. So and now I cannot live without it.
I mean, I give all what I have to this sport. I never have holiday during the whole year because all my holidays which I have is going for the powerboat racing and for the preparing at home. So that's a lot of work and a lot of effort, but if I wouldn't love this sport, I wouldn't do it.
My father was doing powerboat racing. I went to powerboat racing. I love the speeds, I love the high competition. I love to prepare my boat, and I love to compete against or with the best drivers in the world.
Our powerboats racing is so interesting for the spectators because you can see the full course. In other motorsports, you just see one corner or two corners or one long straight. In our sport, you can see everything.
One of the reasons that the sport is so special is the way how we organize the race. It's fast racing, quick racing, a lot of water spray, and of course the speed and so many boats is going tight together in the race course. I mean, first of all, I want to say this is a real arena. I really like to be here. This is my third or fourth time I'm being on this race place, and I really like it.
It looks very good. You need some racing skills to be fast here on the water, for sure. There are no drivers which have no experience, so everybody will be fast.
Okay, that's good.
We start with a free practice. Then they're going out and testing the propellers. They're working really hard. Some of them is going out and testing 5-6 propellers. They're trying the height of the engines and how much they can push out the engines. So they're doing a lot of testing, even with the weights to put in front or take it out, whatever. So they do hard work on the free practice.
Well, the goal is always the same, is to try to find the best performance on the boat. Of course, we try different props to see which one is better for the circuit. With the conditions we have on the circuit. So that can change very quickly, and we have to try the props to see which one is better, which one we think is better for the qualifying.
During the practice, I didn't like my boat balance, so I was looking for the best balance of the boat. So actually not a big issue. We found the balance. We found a good lap time. It wasn't the best, but it was close to the top.
Well, I always say that we are the most successful when nobody really recognizes us. I closely work together with the race director, standing beside him at every official part and session of the championship. My team, which includes specially skilled and trained divers, paramedic, a doctor, and boat driver, rescue boat driver in each of the boats, they try to secure that in case of any accident that happens during the sessions and the runs, the drivers who basically sit in the cockpit and strapped in the cockpit are saved, recovered, and taken out from the cockpit, whatever happens to them.
We start with the Q1. That's all the boats on the water. And this is actually the hardest part of the qualification, because there you need to go to Q2 and Q3. This is the same you see in Formula 1 car, for example. So we are using the same system, and it's good. It's nice to the public to see how this is working. So from Q1 then, we take away 5 drivers, so then you have the 15 drivers, and then you have less drivers for the Q3. So when you come into the Q3, it's less boat on the water, then you have the chance and you will see the speed will coming up more and more and more.
Number 9, go!
My goal to win this race in Lithuania, the qualifying and the race. My team is pushing hard for me to win, me and my teammate Mansour, and we can do it. For this one, we can see in the free practice who's gonna get a good time, and I always get a good timing in the qualifying.
The strongest guys at the moment in the field for me is for sure Abu Dhabi. It's always the team to beat for the moment. It's not only Abu Dhabi to beat, it's also a lot of other drivers. The expectation for the qualifying here, I mean, I will push hard to get the pole position, of course.
Especially in powerboat racing, it's in the water. It's not the same thing like in a racing track, where the conditions are always the same every lap. Here everything changes and you have the wash from the boats in front, so it's a bit more difficult. And for me, in qualifying in our sport is even more important than cars or bikes, or for example MotoGP is not so important to start on pole. It's quite often you see someone starting in 7th place or 8th place winning the races. Here is really important. Like you asked me what is the importance of qualifying, is super important, is maybe 50% or 60% to win the race.
My radio man told that, okay, you're 10, you're 11, 12, and I thought maybe nobody will overtook me. But when he said, oh, Edgaras, you must do one more lap, but quick one, because you are only 15 now.
Ryabko dropping back to 15th, you see him on screen. This is going to be incredibly tight in this last closing seconds, the danger zone.
Okay, so I pushed more and I managed to finish in the 10th position. So I always feel that I can push more, but sometimes you must think about risk, about the accident, and sometimes you need to save your equipment. If you feel that you can push, and you know when you must do it, so that's what I did.
Just to jog your memory, because I had to jog mine, this is a 15-minute session. And the boats can run as many laps as they like. With the top quickest 6 boats, we'll go through to Q3. And you can probably hear on my microphone that wind again, and that is now starting to get up again, so this is going to make it tricky.
Yeah, they were a bit packed full of boats. Q1 19 boats, Q2 15 boats. The water was quite difficult in some points of the circuit, but same for everybody. That's what we have. It's always like this in Formula 2 races lately, because we have good number of boats.
Ryabko passed the post the quickest, 41.769. Celio just pops in the quickest lap of the session to go fastest. Well done to the driver there. And Stefan Hagen leaves it to the last minute. He's second quickest.
I managed to be in the Q3, but the biggest problem was that in Q3 I checked my fuel tank and it was almost empty. During the qualify we're not allowed to refuel and also to play with the balance. So I couldn't even do 4, 5, 6 laps, only 1 or 2, because I couldn't take a risk, because if I stop all the fuel and there is no fuel in the fuel tank, the technical guys could disqualify me from the whole session.
Qualifying was good, was very good. We were in the fight, we were in the top 4, and that's the places we like to be all the time, fight for the top positions. Sometimes you manage to stay there, to be there, sometimes not, but that's racing.
And Q2 we pushed as much as we can to be in the top 6, and we did that. Q3 it was very difficult because there was like tenths of the seconds between all the drivers. At the end I pushed as much as I can with the boat and I got P1.
And that is now a checkered flag exactly, and the whistle going as well, that quarter of an hour. So Abu Dhabi's Mansour Al-Mansouri is the pole sitter for tomorrow's Grand Prix of Lithuania.
Come on, my friends. Come on, Mansour, come on, yeah!
The plan for tomorrow to have the correct prop for the start and to turn from the first buoy P1 and I can continue till the end.
It's a good thing of this championship for the people, for the media, for the public. It's that this championship is very, very, very competitive. There is, in my opinion, there is minimum 8, 9, 10 drivers who can win the race, who are able to win races, and who can fight for the top places, the podium places, top 5, top 6. We have many, many, many good, experienced drivers, and we have young drivers. It's a mixed that, in my opinion, makes the championship very, very, very competitive.
My plan is always to win the race, so this is the target. I'm still a European champion, but I want to win the world champion title. So in every race we just want to win, because we are racing more than 5 years now in Formula 2 class. So I think this time is coming up, but you need to work. A lot of job must be done.
Of course, my goal is to win the race. That's always the goal for me, because otherwise if I do something I won't do it right. The only focus for me is to win the race, of course.
I can see the whistle going into Petty Larsen's mouth, and his lights out, and away we go. Duarte Benevente's been left on the pontoon, as has Sam Whittle.
Sam Salio, terrible start from Sam Salio on the second place. He's probably lost a couple of positions. Great start from a race leader, and yeah, it's very, very chaotic, but let's check it out what is going on after a few corners. Oh, and we have a crash on a corner. And he collided
with Bimba.
Yeah.
Wow.
Continue this Grand Prix of Lithuania, the second round of World Championship. Edwards Ryabko is attacking Stefan Hagen on that side.
No, but Ryabko's just off screen. Ryabko's having a good old look there at Rashid.
Another episode, Juvis Lacteris overtaking Tobias Montecart.
You're just seeing on screen there the fight between the Lithuanian and the Latvian.
It's a classic clash, I should say. Stefan Hagen, as you can see, is very, very close to Duarte Benavente. It can be very, very close call to the end. And this is another micro battle for 7th place. In the 7th place, Edgaras Ryabko. Nikita Leeds is trying to attacking Edgaras Ryabko.
He is. Okay, we're coming into the final couple of laps. It's still the same: Mansouri, Celio, Saki, Benavente, Hagen and Alkemzi. That makes up the top 6.
Screens race leader Al-Mansouri.
As we go past the halfway mark, is Mansouri with Celio still there, 4.144 seconds down on him. I'm going to move my position and keep an eye on the checkered flag as we get closer to that moment here in Lithuania. Pelle Larsson holding the checkered flag, whistle in mouth. And there it is. We're done. Mansouri wins the race from Celio.
Mansouri Al-Mansouri, congratulations. 45 laps and redemption complete.
Indeed.
After tough luck last year here in Kupiškis.
Come on, and you win now! You win now! Yes!
Yeah, thank you. I'm very happy, and I need to thank my team for the effort and the hard work that they did, and I'm really happy.
Yeah.